Innovation. I am Rajiv Joshi, your curator for this series. And if you were here for episode 0, you know we are all about bending cloud wisdom with community warmth. And if you are new, well, grab your mugs before we are brewing something amazing today. Now, picture this: you have got code ready, you are deploying like a boss, but somewhere between commit and production, things get little too exciting, right? Today we are dialing down the chaos and dialing up the DevOps because this episode is titled Brewing DevOps from pipeline to production. And trust me, it's going to be masterclass in building, scaling and shipping like a pro on AWS. And to lead us on this journey, we have got someone who's a powerhouse of a cloud knowledge and energy, Mr. Shubham Londhe. He's a developer advocate at AWS, a DevOps maestro, and someone who knows how to make pipelines as smooth as a perfect espresso shot. So, Shubham sir will be breaking down CI/CD pipeline essentials, real world AWS DevOps magic, production grade deployment strategies, pro tips, cloud stories, and oh yes, a live Q&A. So keep those questions coming in the chat. So without a further ado, let's pass the mic over to Shubham sir.
थैंक्स राजीव. हेलो दोस्तों, क्या हाल चाल, कैसे हैं सब लोग? आई होप एवरीवन इज डूइंग वेल एंड थैंक यू सो मच फॉर इनवाइटिंग मी. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर हैविंग मी. आई एम प्रीटी श्योर everyone would take away something from this session. So just let me know if it's fine to continue in English, you want to continue in Hindi. जैसे आपको कॉफी पसंद है आप बता दो.
Yes, guys, you can tell us in chats in whichever language you find most feasible. हम उसमें continue कर सकते हैं. Kindly drop your thoughts and views on the live chat section.
Oh, I can see 28 people, 32 people have started watching, which is
Yeah,
great.
I
Which is
think it.
nice.
Sir, I think it's your fame. You know,
Oh, no, no.
students love watching you. I've seen your videos on YouTube too.
No,
So,
no,
yeah.
no. Okay, so we'll keep it a mix of Hindi English क्योंकि
Done, sir.
मुझको बहुत ज़्यादा अंग्रेजी पसंद नहीं और everyone else loves English. So let's keep it a mix and match. So
Done.
let's talk more about this session, brewing DevOps from pipeline to production. So everyone today is talking about DevOps. Everyone today is talking about AI. Why? कोई एक रीजन होगा ना कि एवरीवन इज बिहाइंड दिस डेवऑप्स एंड एआई, क्यों इतना चल रहा है? छोटा सा रीजन बताता हूँ. सो इफ यू रिमेंबर 2022 when ChatGPT had just launched, so we all were so excited, we all were writing prompts and rubbish things we used to write, and we used to get this message called too many requests, our server can't handle this. You must have heard this. Okay, and now we don't have that problem. Now ChatGPT runs very smoothly. Now if you go to DeepSeek and you try something like that, a lot of prompts, it says too many requests.
Yeah.
Hold on. But eventually you will see that that will also go. Why? The speed in which AI is growing, at the same time the server capabilities, the infrastructure related use cases, automation, this is also increasing. So the more we all try to adopt AI, the more we will need DevOps, the more we will be needing automation, scaling. So in this era of artificial intelligence and DevOps and brewing amazing coffees, we should never forget that whatever is in the race, we should be a part of that. Yeah. So just like Viru Shastra Buddha from Three Idiots said, life is a race. If you don't run, you will be a broken anda. So you have to run. So this time we have to understand that this is an AI race. And as DevOps engineers, how we can upskill in today's AI times, this is what I will be talking about.
Yeah.
Now, think of the scenario that you have an application to be made to be deployed, to be scaled. And initially your developer says, okay, 2 दिन लगेगा application बनने में. Then it comes to you. Then you say, okay, ठीक है, 2 दिन हो गया, अभी मैं 3 दिन लूंगा. I will write a Docker file, I will write a Jenkins pipeline, or I'll write a GitHub Actions YAML. I'll create a Kubernetes, and ये सब चीज़ों में महीना भर it goes.
Yeah.
Now, in today's time, who has the time to wait for a month? Who has the time to wait? You, in the
No.
era of 10 minutes Blinkit, 10 minutes food, we are expecting a 30 days delivery for our applications. Not happening. So it's not correct to say that AI will replace jobs or AI will replace humans. No, AI will replace human tendency that you can wait for the pipeline to finish. You can have coffee, you can go on vacations. No, that will be replaced. AI will say, okay, you used to take 10 hours to do something, now do that in 1 hour. That is what AI will be replacing. And that is why today I will be giving a small demo on
Yeah.
how you can build a product, not a production ready. You can absolutely do a production ready product, but initially start small, then slowly gradually धीमे 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 करके हम लोग उसको build करेंगे. So
Yeah.
let's start with a small demo. Okay.
Sure, sir. And I just wanted to say, I just saw your post with the whole your desktop setup, and
Hmm.
I will say I'm a huge fan of that. So for a tech geek like me to have that kind of desktop setup, have two monitors, one with curved little bit LED, have little bit things aside, and especially from AWS if it's there. So it's a dream setup for many of us. So I was really
Hmm.
like, wow. So yeah, I was very much eager to know about DevOps from YouTube because I have heard so much about you and I have seen some videos on YouTube too. And I hope
Hmm.
our viewers and our audience also can get some knowledge and which they can also use in their career and
Hmm.
profession. So yeah,
Absolutely. Thank you so much. You will absolutely get there. Even I started somewhere, and today is my day one. So
yeah.
eventually things will happen.
Yeah. Sir,
Thanks. Mhm.
yeah, sorry to cut you. I was saying before we start with session, I had some questions
Yeah, yeah,
which
yeah.
I wanted to ask from you. So, yeah, one of that question is, DevOps has evolved beyond just CI/CD. It is just not limited to CI/CD. So, how would you define modern DevOps in 2025? And what should students focus on today?
Very nice question. That what should students should focus on?
Yeah.
Because as a student, when you are in college, the only two things that you see is DSA, competitive programming, the YouTubers related to them, and Bhassad. So that's all you can see when you are in college. But as you start growing, you understand, okay, DSA, fine, okay, competitive programming, fine. The real thing is products that you build, lives that you impact, the customers that you serve. It's all customers, okay, working backwards from that. In that scenario, think of the DevOps mindset. Don't think of DevOps as a tool, because maybe last year it was Jenkins, this year it will be some other CI/CD pipeline tool.
Yeah.
The tools will be evolving, it will keep on changing. It's the mindset that has to be evolved. So think of this scenario. You have a customer whose pain point is they have to do manual deployments,
Okay.
or they have a scaling issue, they have a particular cloud issue. Now how, as a student, you can provide solutions that are tailored for that particular client? Because generally what people do is they learn a tool, they make a example, and that's it. They never think that, okay, this solution is not the solution for everyone. Everyone will have different set of problem, how you can adjust accordingly.
Yes.
So the ability to adjust, to be agile in the era of DevOps, in the era of AI, that is what I would recommend. But still, if you want to learn about the tools that are growing, I would highly recommend try learning N8N. So N8N is a tool which allows you to automate your workflows. It can automate DevOps, it can automate your daily task, it can automate your infrastructure, you can automate a lot of things. I will be talking more about that on maybe some other video.
Yeah.
Try N8N, then try AI assisted coding. Gone are the days that we have to write Docker files, write pipeline. Use AI assistant coding and get started. The best tool that I have seen till date is, I will be demoing that. I'll keep it as a secret. So I'll give you a demo. But it literally solves 90% of my problems when it comes to DevOps, when it comes to development. So try AI assisted coding as well. So yeah, that's what every student should do, at least have the mindset, evolved mindset.
Yeah, that is actually true, sir. Because if I have to say about myself and my group also, so we constantly try to go for something new, try to explore what's going on new. If I am in cloud domain, I will look for cloud domain. If some my friend is in software, then he
Hmm.
or she will go for software things and everything.
Okay.
So, but yeah, there are so much of tools, in the market that you might just get confused. Like you have to which one to choose. All
Hmm.
everything has some लाइक चैट जीपीटी में कुछ स्पेशल है तो दूसरे में कुछ और ज्यादा स्पेशल है सो इट इज
True.
लाइक एवरीथिंग इज मिक्स्ड अप एंड ऑल so that is one confusion point I will
Hmm.
say in current students thing. Yeah.
I can completely agree. Completely relate. So when I was a student, first year I was doing HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Second year I was doing Android. Third year I was doing core Java and Python. Final year I was crying. So everything will happen in 4 years. So make sure to understand what is going on in the market and accordingly work backwards.
Thank you so much, sir. Uh, Upcoming next question I had was that if someone is starting their DevOps journey from scratch today, then what would your 90-day roadmap would look a 90-day roadmap would look like for them?
That's great. For that, I would need to share my screen to give a quick roadmap.
Sure, sir. Sure, if you're fine.
Just let me know if you are able to see the screen.
Okay. Done, sir. We can see the screen.
Let's say 90 days of DevOps. Okay.
Okay.
Now start off with Linux because that is something you should have, because many of the developers I've seen, they are using Windows, and eventually to see Windows is not bad.
Yeah.
Eventually you will see that every tool in production is running on Linux. So eventually you'll get there only. So why not start early? Once you start exploring Linux, you will understand how networking works, how networks, protocols, and all these things are used. Once you know this, you should be knowing how GitHub, or source code management should work. Once you are good with GitHub, you should know how to clone someone's project, how to contribute to someone's project, and then start building those projects using Docker.
Okay.
Start building those things using Docker. Once you know that, okay, my Linux, my Git, my Docker is strong, then only try to automate all these things that you're doing using Jenkins or GitHub Actions or any open source tool that you know. Okay. Once you think that, hey, I have started using these tools which requires much more scale that I have in my laptop. Let's say I have a 8 GB, 16 GB laptop. I can't go beyond a certain resource limit.
Yeah.
Then go to cloud provider. And undoubtedly, we have amazing set of services at AWS, which can and will help your DevOps journey. Go learn a cloud, do a CCP or a solutions architect based on your experience level or certification, and then move towards scaling. Scaling with Kubernetes can be a very good start. Then you can explore EKS, Elastic Kubernetes Service on AWS. Once you have done all this, you will understand that, hey, I am doing a lot of manual stuff. I don't want to do manual stuff because till when will I do manual stuff? बुढ़ा हो जाऊंगा मैं same चीज करते करते. So best to automate things using Terraform, which is again an open source tool. It has a business source license though. Or if you want to go on the AWS route, there is something known as CloudFormation. CloudFormation can also be used as an alternative to Terraform. Once you know how to build infrastructure using Terraform on AWS cloud, create pipelines on Jenkins, build your applications, get those applications from code repositories, run it on Linux with proper networking. Once you know all these things, the only thing that is remaining is basically your monitoring of applications. Then you do Prometheus, Grafana, or you have open search dashboards from AWS. So you can have a lot of solutions for this thing. Now the thing comes, hey, this all seems too much. How do I break it in 90 days? So just divide it. Divide it into two. So these becomes your first 30 days where you're doing your basics strong. These are your next 30 days when you will feel like giving up, that hey, it's not working, errors and so many things happening. If you don't give up, which you won't, I'm pretty sure, spend the next 30 days in infrastructure as code, in monitoring, and see how beautifully you understand the culture of DevOps, how practically you are mastering these tools,
Yeah.
and how you can scale any application from zero to hero. So that is my roadmap I would like to give.
That's great, sir. I mean, everyone who, those who are working as a DevOps or would like to work as a DevOps in future and are preparing for it, do take a screenshot or you can visit our video again. But yeah, this is quite a cool 90 days roadmap, I will say, from sir. But thank you so much, sir, for sharing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think we should start with the live demo, which for all everyone is waiting for.
Absolutely. So let's build on these lines only. Let's
Sure.
let's think that hey, you are on a Linux machine. You know some kind of networking. You know what is a local host. You know what is HTTP and all these things. Let's say you have a code. You have source code, and you have to build Docker and then so on. How will you do that? Now the first thing is you can go to GitHub, okay, and maybe my GitHub profile, and you can get tons of projects, tons and tons of projects. You can get so many, or you can create your own. The best thing is do your own thing. So head over to Amazon Q. Now what is Amazon Q? Q Developer is an offering by AWS, which is a generative AI assistant. Now, what is a generative AI assistant? Think of this, you have your own intelligence, human intelligence, and there is a very smart guy sitting next to you. Now, you can talk to them, you can take help, you can ask them some assistance, and via natural language, via normal human conversations, you can get your applications deployed. Let me show you how. So firstly, you can download Amazon Q, but the only catch is, again, what did I teach here? Linux. So if you are on a Linux machine or on a Mac OS, then only you can download Q command line interface. So command line interface can only be downloaded for Linux and Mac. So everyone in the chat, which operating system are you using? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat which operating system you are using so that I'll get to know. Oh, Windows. Okay. For Windows, good news is if you open your Visual Studio Code, I hope you know Visual Studio Code. I really hope that no one is using Notepad plus plus in today's era. Okay, that's great. That's great. So if you have Visual Studio Code and you have updated to the latest version, I hope you update it. Okay. You just have to go to extensions. Let me quickly go to my extensions. Okay. Now you just have to go to extensions, go to settings, go to extensions. Once you have the extensions there, just search for Amazon Q. Once you do this, let's do a hands-on. Let's do a hands-on. Let's see how many of you can follow along. If you are following me along, just drop a, you know what you can do. Just drop a boom in the chat if you are following along. If you are also doing this hands-on, I can see Cristiano. Okay, Cristiano Messi. Okay.
That's a tough name, sir.
Oh, nice. Okay, let's see how many of you are with me doing side by side. Let's see. You just have to go to your Visual Studio Code, go to Amazon Q, and just click on Amazon Q, which is the most capable generative AI assistant for building applications. Okay, amazing, amazing, superb. I'll just copy this. Okay. Okay, a lot of booms. That's great. You can just enable Amazon Q, and let's say you go here, you open a application. Let's say you go to your whatever folder do you use. I use documents, then I use work, train with Shubham, then Q developer. Okay. So I have this folder open. Okay. Nice. Now see this. Just create a new folder here. Let's call it task master app. Task master app. Now you can have a simple idea that, hey, what your task master app should do. It should create a task and priorities and checklists and so on. Okay. You can go and simple readme.md, simple, that this application will create tasks and priorities and complete them according to the priorities. Something like this. Okay. The app is written in Python, Flask, and uses SQLite database. Okay. Simple idea that there's an application which will create tasks with priorities and complete them according to this. Basically, it's a task master app. Now, this is what we have in mind. We have a small app which is mine. Okay, just copy this. And in your extensions, you have your Amazon Q, right? Just click on that. Okay. Now think, you are talking to your developer. You're talking to a developer, you can directly write /dev. Dev means you are talking to a developer. Okay. Describe your task or issue in as much detail as possible. So just copy this and write, create a task master app. This application will create tasks with priorities and complete them according to the priorities. The app is written in Flask and uses SQLite DB. That's it. Send it. Okay, I'll generate the code for that. This might take a few minutes. You can navigate away from this chat, but keep this tab open. I'll notify when I'm done. And you don't have to wait for any developer, you don't have to wait for anyone. By the way, this is something which I am doing for our Windows users. How many of you want the next level of this? Drop another boom in the chat. The next level from this, one step ahead, one step ahead. Because we are developers, we are DevOps engineers, we are fine with the GUI, we are fine with the graphics, but we love command line interface. We absolutely love command line interface. So I'll just go to my command line interface. I hope my screen is properly visible. I'll
Yes.
go to my command line interface. I can do mkdir Flask app. Let's say a small Flask app. I'll go to my Flask app and I will just write one single character which is called Q. That's it. Q. Hi, I am Amazon Q. Ask me anything. Now I want to talk to Q. So I can directly write act as a developer and create a Flask application with task handling capabilities that uses SQLite database and looks aesthetic, because जो दिखता है वही दिखता है. Okay, act as a developer and create a Flask application with task handling capabilities that uses SQLite databases and looks aesthetic. That's it, done. Now our QCLI will create that, and literally it will tell you what all things it will create. Now you can either tell them, okay, yes, you can go ahead with the action, no, you cannot go ahead with that action, or you can trust it. See, I trust it. Okay, I'll just write T. Okay, so QCLI is like, okay, trust me, I can do things. Okay, so now what it is doing, it is creating static CSS files, static JavaScript files for our application. It's thinking, it's building, it's thinking what your application should look like, how it should work, and so on. It'll take some time because you have given a lot of things that you have to make a task handling application. Now see, it has written all the code for you. Can you see it has created a database? It has created a model, which is the task, priority, completed. It has created all the APIs that you need. Do you want to keep this? Yes, I trust you. I'll keep it. Okay. So my app.py is done. Okay. My CSS files are done. My JavaScript files are done. So aesthetic things that I wanted, the functionalities that I wanted, everything is done. Now it is whatever it is done, it has done. I am asking it to write to my file system. So it is writing to file system, which means the code is getting put in the place and now it will be ready to run. Hey, are you just saying that in 2 minutes I have completed my entire code? Yes, that's true. And that is the train I was talking about. That is the race I was talking about. Customers will require you to deliver fast, deliver better. So even if this is AI assisted coding, you're doing AI assisted coding, you can also use AI assisted code reviews. So you can even review this code. I will be showing in some time. But how many of in the chat are actually enjoying this? That, hey, I can see that this kind of code for which I, as a DevOps engineer, was relying heavily on my developers, now it's right in front of me. I don't have to do much. So that's the power of QCLI. At the same time, you can see Q developer, which is on your IDE, has also generated the code, has also generated the project. So simultaneously, we have built two amazing products, which is in pipeline. It's
Yeah.
currently going on. Okay. Superb. So writing to file system, it's taking some time because it's a lot of things. I think it's a big app. It is updating the task, or it has some animations and so on. Okay. It is adding the CSS styles, making it look all flashy, all nice. Okay. So Himanshu says this is amazing. Idris says enjoying. Awesome. Amazon QCLI, doing hands-on side by side. Okay. I really am enjoying AWS User Group Ahmedabad. A lot of activity, a lot of active community engagement, which is amazing. And that is how it should be. Communities are built by us. We are the ones who drive communities. And that's why engagement is very important. Oh, you can see Flask version is also locked, which is again a good practice. Version locking. We have database connectivity, SQL, templates. Okay. It also wrote a README file. So it took me so much time to think about this README and so on. It took so much time, and this guy wrote it in minutes. And basically, my application is done. The
Okay.
application follows best practices for Flask development. It has clean separation of routes, template, and static. SQLite databases automatically create when you run the application. Hey, it's brewing DevOps. So why not I go and grab my coffee and I say, can you run this application for me? How many of you think that this Amazon QCLI will actually run this application as well? Enter, it's thinking that, hey, should I say yes? Okay. Can you see it created a virtual environment? Now
Cool.
it found that Python issue was there. So it ran some other command. Can you see this? It seems there is an issue with Python command. Let's try to correct the Python. So it tried another command. It started installing everything and it's completed. Now it will, oh, it's running. It's done.
Wow.
And if I copy this URL, if I go to my page, boom, you have your Taskmaster app ready. You can add a task, for example, attend AWS community days description. UG Ahmedabad is just amazing. Due date, I don't know when is the next community day.
I
Maybe
mean, yeah,
Nilesh
we
will
just finished with one community day in February. Uh,
February. Oh, you just did.
yeah,
Ah.
we
Oh,
did it.
you didn't call me? Huh?
I think, yeah. So we just finished one of our.
No worries, no
We
worries.
are doing something new though. We are
Oh,
doing
wow.
something, yeah.
So when is the next uh, Brewing DevOps next episode coming? So we can keep that date.
Yeah,
Let's see.
yeah.
Very high priority. You can save this task. Done. If you have a new task, let's say uh, subscribe to Train with Shubham channel. I hope everyone does. Due date is today, okay? You have no. Again, it's a low priority. It's fine. Even if you don't subscribe, it's fine. I'll love you anyways. So you can see how the aesthetic of this application looks like. It's nice, right? So that's it. That's the way the world will be working nowadays. AI assisted coding. But the real question is, you are here. You are still here. You are here because a developer or AI coding assistant has given you the code. You have to move here. So a DevOps engineer who uses AI assisted coding should be aware what is Docker, what are the best practices of Docker, how do we build a Docker file and then tell this particular guy. You can even go here and see all of your code is done. All done. Amazing. You can even say act as a DevOps engineer and create a Docker file for this application so that it runs on any machine. Why? Because tomorrow someone will come and say, hey, this works on my machine, it is not working on my client machine. Because that's what everyone says. But we don't want to say that. We are DevOps engineers. We know what is Docker. We know how to make things flat platform independent. So we will write this prompt and let Q developer do its work. Let the guy do its work. So I'll create a Docker file for your Taskmaster app that will ensure it runs consistently on any machine. This is a common DevOps practice to containerize application. Oh wow, we are doing some good DevOps practices. So it's right here.
It's
Now,
quite fast, I will say, sir.
it's good. Interesting. Now what you can do, see, as a DevOps person, as a developer advocate, I would highly recommend you to start AI assisted coding. At the same time, if you are someone new, if you are someone new, don't just do everything with AI. Take AI as a coding assistant. Okay. At the same time, I will go to my Taskmaster app or whatever that app was, Flask app, and I will check this Docker file, cat Docker file. I can see the Docker file, or I can go to my editor. I will review this Docker file. Is it using the correct image that I want? Is it using the correct base image? Is it creating a user? For example, this create a non-root user is very important for security purposes. So some coding assistants might miss that. Amazing to see Amazon Q did not miss it. It's one of the best coding practices. So we as a human in the loop, HITL, human in the loop or human intelligence should make sure all these things are present in your code. Your code is following all security practices. Let's say you are too lazy to do that. So you can go to Amazon Q again and you can say Q review, Q review, run a code review. Just a simple line, Q review / Q review. And just review the active file. So this file, which is the Docker file, it has initialized the code review. It will review my code. It will process the review results. And that is what you should be using your AI coding assistant for. Okay. So you should know, okay, it encountered expected. No worries. You can try it anyways here. You can directly do run the Docker file for me, or if you really want to learn Docker, you go to the Docker file, do the Docker build -t flask app latest dot. So if you are well versed with the commands, well and good. If you don't know, you anyways have the coding assistant to run your Docker file for me. Build it and then run the container. Done. So let's see who does it faster. Is it the AI or is it this human? Human. Oh, I think I have my Docker in pause mode. That's why. Let's see who does it faster. Oh, our AI assistant out raced me. Anyways, I hope you got the idea from this small demo. that
Yes.
you can literally build anything. You can build amazing applications. You can containerize those applications. You can write pipelines for those applications, and do give QCLI a try. How many of you want to try this? So Arik Pandya says, what type of projects can we build for a DevOps role? I'll share a few projects with you. If you go to my repositories, I have an e-commerce application, which is a 3-tier application which you can try. So it has a presentation tier, application tier, data tier. Now again, you don't have to worry about this application. You have QCLI to run this. Okay. Amazing stuff. Just checking if Docker is actually running or not. Okay, it's running. Okay. One more project that you can do. Nowadays, everyone is talking about serverless, lambdas, LLMs. So you can even try out Amazon Bedrock. I will be making more videos on this generative AI on AWS, Amazon Bedrock. So as a DevOps engineer, this is a tool which will be in a lot of demand in coming times. It's currently in demand, but you will see a lot
Yes.
of things. Oh, Himanshu, I can see is already trying. Okay, many of them wants to try. Okay, that's great. That's great. I hope you are enjoying. And okay, super. I'll stop the sharing for now, and I'll wait for some question and answers so that we can take more time and do a Q&A.
One thing I will say, sir, that so recently, basically, I also used to be a cloud captain at my Silver Oak University.
Oh, wow.
So we had a Gen AI fest going on in which we introduced our members with Amazon Q and Bedrock. So when
Oh.
yeah, so when we tried Amazon Q, even me when I tried Amazon Q at first, I was like surprised that how it can generate all the code just by giving it a prompt and everything. So I was like very surprised. But I had a little doubt. Like
Mm-hmm.
when you put out the code, when it generates the whole code. So I saw few glitches where somewhere हम जो भी Amazon Q की तरफ से कोड जो लाइन जनरेट हो रही थी वो
Hmm.
कहीं न कहीं कुछ उसमें एग्जीक्यूट होने में इश्यू आ रहा था।
Okay. Hmm.
So I was seeing that frequent for me, like for
Okay.
what I was trying to build. I think I might be trying too hard building
Hmm.
quite a long application, but I was getting this glitch. So is it a frequent or is there some kind of error which was coming from my side or is it from Amazon Q? Like,
See, one small thing can be 2 minutes back, I was doing a demo
yeah,
where Docker was stuck. Okay.
yeah,
Now the reason why this Docker was stuck was, see, if for example I was trying to do Docker login and I was, you know, waiting that hey, will it work or will it not? I was not actively seeing what my prompt was trying to tell me. I was not actually seeing is my Docker actually running? Are the tools that I have, kept for my computer, are these tools up to date? So all these things which are required for an AI coding assistant to run properly, I was basically ignoring that. So I was expecting that, hey, if I write a prompt, everything should work fine. At the same time, you should also give the tool that required environment. So for me, Docker login, the device was not logged in only. That was one thing. So I'll just quickly log in. Let's see. Okay. Just a minute, I'll just log in. So yeah, coming back to your question, so
yeah,
this generally happens that a few times things don't go as per your plan, that hey,
yeah.
I told that hey, this should work and it did not work and so on. So this will happen, this absolutely will happen. Just make sure that everything that you are doing your environment is ready for that. For example, my environment, I was just switching laptops, so my Docker was not logged in, so it was just in a loop trying to connect with my Docker hub. Okay,
Okay.
so that is one thing. Other thing can be, again, which particular LLM are you using? Are you using the latest version? Are you using an outdated version? Because at the speed that we are doing generative AI, every day things are changing. And all these LLMs, they're getting feedback, they're getting trained, and this feedback again will go back to the team, that hey,
Yeah.
users reported these things, that at times their screens are stuck, they don't get expected. Then as a developer, what is our responsibility? You take a screenshot, you take a, copy that thing and send it as a feedback. Next time you'll see, hey, that is automatically solved. How? Because that's the feedback loop that you have to give. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Thank you,
yeah,
sir.
keep the environment ready, do give feedback so that everything goes as per your wish.
That's a good idea, sir. Mostly as a student and all, we the giving feedback is one of the laziest thing that we.
We never do that. Yeah, yeah, but that is something which will help your applications build amazing.
Yeah, sure, sir. We have one question from our viewers. Eric. Eric is asking,
Okay.
Bedrock supports multiple models, Anthropic, Cohere, Stability AI, and
Mhm.
Amazon's own. So, how do developers choose the right one?
Can you repeat? Is it somewhere?
Yeah, it's in our live chat only.
Just a minute, I'll just go through it. Bedrock supports multiple models like Anthropic, Cohere, Stability, Amazon's own Titan. How do developers choose? See, in on Bedrock, there is a capability to compare the models. Many people don't know about it. That you can actually put four models, you can have a comparative analysis and see which model is right for you. Let's say you are getting the right kind of benchmarks for your coding, you can use Anthropic. You want a more generic one, more everyday task, you can use maybe Cohere or Llama or whatever you wish like. And if you really wish to explore that, hey, what is best for me, I would highly recommend try more and more and see which is the perfect model that suits your use cases. That's what I do. I keep trying, keep switching the models and for the same problem, and I see which one is giving me the best solution, which one is giving me the right solution. So that would be my take.
Uh, and so one more thing, like as a students, when we try to use these features and services, so is there any kind of limit, like till what this limit we can use it for free? Because as Amazon's policy is pay as you go. So many times we forget that okay, we have gone too much away with the services and all. So is there any kind of limit or something that we can use this service till this much only, like for Bedrock, if we can say?
So I see there is a page as well. So I'll just again share my screen.
Yeah.
There is a page. I'll just show it. So there's a page called AWS pricing tiers. Okay. Where you can either do this, or there's a pricing calculator as well, or you can see free tier limitations. And here you will see free tier FAQs. That what exactly is free till 12 months? Why I am getting a bill for that? You can check all these things. Or you can create estimates. For example, sometimes we keep a service running and we forget. For example, I have a Mumbai region and I have a EC2 instance which I somehow kept running constantly one instance, which is let's say T3 dot micro, let's say, which is
Yeah.
free tier. Okay, let's say I keep it running. So upfront I won't have to pay anything, but again, keeping it running means the volume, the IP address, everything that is attached with that instance, you might get an upfront, you know, costing. So it's good to see these tools provided by AWS, that how much costing will be occurred. You can see the free tier, how much free tier I can use in any region. Is there different pricing in different regions? You can check that as well. So even if you change it to North Virginia, you will see your price changed. If you change it to, let's say, Cape Town, price went high.
Oh,
So even these things you should be aware of, that hey,
yeah,
what is happening behind the scenes.
that's great. Thank you, sir. We have one more question from Kenyatta. That can we use QCLI to debug or modify existing code?
Absolutely, absolutely. Let me show you it right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's see our QCLI. Okay, this login I'll do it later. I can ask, can you review this code and see if there are any data leaks or memory leaks? Generally, what we do as developers, we write code, but we don't actually see if there are any data leaks or memory leaks. Okay, add suggestions and also do a quick vulnerability scan. So what this will do, this will scan my entire code. It will tell that, hey, these are the files that I am scanning. For example, I am reading app.py. So it will read your code, existing code, any kind of code that you want. It will read it, analyze it, and then give you a solution that, hey, these things I did not like. So anyways, this code is generated with best practices, so I don't expect a lot of suggestions from them, the QCLI. But still, let's hope we get some kind of uh, bugs or some kind of data leaks. This is what you were asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I said, you can also do a /q review and identify bugs and identify any issues in your active file or in your workspace, wherever you want. Okay.
Yeah.
So it found a issue saying that limited input validation for task data. So data validation sometimes we miss. So potential XXS attack through a task title or description. Improper implement proper input validation, sanitization using WT forms. So as a developer or as a DevOps engineer, you can give a feedback that, hey, WT forms is something which is missing in your code.
Okay.
Or you can directly do, I really liked your code review, implement everything that you gave as a suggestion into the code. Simple. So whatever suggestion or the improvement this code review gave, implement all these suggestions to make my application bulletproof. Done. So next time, whenever you do a code review, obviously don't take the suggestion, do it directly. Give it to the team, let them review it, let them sit and think about it, then go forward. So a lot of use cases of Q which you can see.
That's great, sir.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome.
We have one more question.
Mhm.
It is from ASN. Sir, this kind of session going to happen every time on this channel. So for this, I would like to answer. So yeah, this we are gonna continue with this type of sessions from various different AWS people. This time it was Mr. Shubham sir. Next time we'll try to bring more executives, more people, more famous people from tech diversified and all, so that you can get every knowledge possible in cloud domain. That's what CloudBrew is all about. brewing something which everyone like.
Absolutely. And at the same time, I don't want to, um, discourage or demoralize the Windows users. So everything that I did on QCLI, same thing I did on the Q developer in the IDE. I asked it for review the active file. It did initialize a code review. It reviewed my code. It processed the review result, and you can see there were a few secret keys and everything hard coded here. So it says critical hard coded credentials, high inadequate error handling. So entire code review is done.
That's something I got to know today, sir. I am also a window user, but yeah, I also got to know this today about the Amazon queue and it's working. But sometimes it's the services that which Amazon provides, and this type of coding assistant fascinates us, that how it can be useful for us students in our university journey, like when we go through some kind of we are working on LLM models, or we are getting some data together and we are having some kind of bug, but we are not able to find it for ourselves. Bug is very minute sometimes. It is like some just semicolon, if everyone knows what I'm talking about.
Correct.
So yeah, it helps us really lot in that places. Amazon coding assistant type Amazon queue and all.
Hmm.
Yeah, and we have one more question from Idris Ahmed. He's asking that does AI take over DevOps and programmer workload or job role? Please advise.
AI take over DevOps and programmer role. See, this is a question everyone is scared of, and many people are scared of answering, but I'll take that risk of answering. So think of this. There was a Docker issue right now. I could not log in. Will AI do the login on my behalf? It might. AI agents might. But a two-factor authenticator, the person, is required at times. So at many times there is, just like we are a 2FA or multi-factor authentication, similarly in DevOps development, AI is a coding assistant. So it's like an assistant. It's one of the factors. Other factor is you as well, the human in the loop, HITL, which I talked about. It's very
Yeah.
important. So a human in the loop is the one who is driving AI. AI is not the one who is driving humans. AI is not coming and saying, "Hey, uto, kaam pe jana." No, I go to work and I program AI to do better things. So that is something we as humans should not forget. Okay. We are the ones who are creating these applications. We are the ones who are utilizing AI use cases for our work. Okay. So AI will never be replacing these DevOps engineers or developers. Yes, AI will be assisting these DevOps engineers and developers with their day-to-day tasks, which might be forgotten. How many of you still write data entry, do their data entry manually? No one does it. Data entry operators have been, those people are not replaced. Those people have upskilled to learn Excel. They have upskilled to learn databases. Then they have upskilled to learn cloud databases. So the person who keeps on upskilling will eventually be a person who will be utilizing all these tools. So be that person. Don't be that person who is afraid that, hey, so that's my answer.
Thank you so much, sir. If you guys have any other question, would you, and in your mind regarding DevOps or any kind of cloud domain related, you can put it on our chat section and we'll sure get to give you the answer about it. Till then, sir, I have one question for you.
Yeah.
So, which, according to you, which three AWS services should every aspiring DevOps engineer master and why?
I would highly recommend the one which I used extensively when I was starting. Still, I use it, which is Amazon EC2. I know it sounds very simple. EC2, wow, it's a server in the cloud, connected, SSH, boom, nice. But if you go and explore EC2, how it is getting connected with virtual uh, VPC, virtual private cloud, how it is connected with load balancer, how it gets connected with your security roles, your IAM roles, how it's connected with databases. That's the real technique. So master AWS EC2 very nicely so that you know how to run servers. If you know that, it's very easy to move to ECS, lambdas, and different types of computes which is offered by AWS. That is your compute side. Then go for a storage part where you can use maybe RDS, how databases work, how you can scale a database, how can you productionize a database. Try that. And last but not the least, don't forget a coding assistant so that you can cover a lot of services just using one service. So learn Amazon Q, learn how to integrate Q with AWS CLI. Maybe that could be a different topic for some other day. How to integrate AWS CLI with Amazon Q. So learn these few things. There are a list of many, and you will see you will start evolving in cloud. You will start learning more tools. You will start applying more. So don't be person who learns everything and applies nothing. Be a person who knows something, applies something, and then is curious to learn about something more. So that's it. That's all I can say.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir, for answering that. We have one question from Himanshu Kumar. He is asking that how can I fully utilize Amazon Q by building the application, Docker file, pipelines, and dashboards myself, or letting Amazon Q generate them, and then understanding and customizing the results.
So it's same. So first time I made chai, it was the worst chai, and I added a lot of water. It was very, so if you remember that scene from some movie, he goes and has chai and says then washes hand. So that level of worst chai I made. Then eventually I understood, okay, this is how much sugar, this is how much milk, this is how much water you need to add. And I got to know, okay, this, if I give an input, this is the output that I get. So the more you deal with Amazon QCLI, the more you deal with generative AI assistants, you will get an output. Improve your prompts, improve your results, and you will see that, hey, I've got a better output. Every time you do better, you will start getting better and better at what you do. So to fully utilize Amazon Q, it has amazing capabilities. It can literally convert your old application, old version, to a completely new version. It has that kind of capabilities. So the more you do it, so now I've made chai for 5 years. Now I can say, okay, I can perfectly make a chai. But it's just day one of you learning Q. How can you expect to make wonders of that?
Yeah,
Use it, use it for a month, use it for more time, and see how you will get used to it, and see how you will be better at it. So that's what I'll say. You'll take more time and then do it.
thank you so much, sir. I think we can take one last question. It's from Eric. He's asking, will platform engineering eventually absorb traditional DevOps responsibilities, or are they complementary?
See, there are three things if you want to see as a bigger picture: platform engineering, DevOps engineering, site reliability engineering. They are not kind of eating each other, they are working in their own spaces. DevOps engineers are automating stuff, automating pipelines, building amazing products, application is market ready, done. SRE, making sure all the service level agreements, objectives, indices, everything is in place, contracts are in place. Platform engineering, making sure that the DevOps engineers, SREs, and the developers or anyone in the team have the right set of tools, right set of APIs to make sure everything is happening. So everyone has their own role. No one is going to eat each other's role. Okay. So platform engineering will not absorb DevOps engineers will do their role. Platform engineers will do their role only. Okay. So that is what you need to understand. The thin line, the differences between each and everyone's roles, that is what is needed, I think, in today's time.
Thank you so much, sir, for answering that. I would, okay, so I said last question, but yeah, I had one in mind. So as you know, this is an initiative by AWS User Group Ahmedabad. So it is a question regarding that according to you, how important is the community involvement, like AWS user groups, open source, or any Discord forums for someone trying to break into cloud roles, or they are starting their journey, they want to start their journey in cloud domains?
See, communities are a very, very important part, not only for the tech environment, but for humans as well. If you go hundreds and thousands of years back, you will still see humans never were alone person, or there are 100 people alone and different corners. No, they always worked in a group, they always worked in a community. Then we got to see early man working in a community. Then we saw, you know, teams getting formed. We saw regions and groups and so on. And that is how the society also developed. So if we take a simple example of tech, let's say DevOps, if there are five DevOps engineers working in different states, work does not know their name, working on different technologies, they are using one individual brain for their own self. Now think of these five people are now a part of a group, be it a community. Now there are five brains working together for a common goal, which is upskilling, can be freelancing, can be generation of a lot of projects, can be anything. So obviously more minds are better at work as compared to a single mind. So that is how we grow as a community, we grow in that particular technology. So I would love to see more and more user groups coming. Ahmedabad user group is one of the most active user groups which I see. I
Thank you so
saw
much.
that there were 900 people in the community day, or I don't know exact number, but I was shocked that 900 real people standing in front of you would have been crazy. So that is how technology, or we as humans take technology forward. Else very few people, if you would have not conducted this session, we as a community might not have known the real use cases of
Yeah.
so that is how we take each and other forward, take everyone together towards a common goal of upskilling, of betterment.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for joining us also. So yeah, I would like, let's move for uh, I am sure everyone had so much fun in this session. Now it's time we move to the concluding part. So yeah, first of all, that was just amazing the session we had, and I was like, wow, what are the features? It was just amazing. Now for this, can we get a virtual round of applause for Mr. Shubham Londhe, sir?
Thank you so much.
I would like everyone to, in chat section, to give virtual round of applause to Mr. Shubham for taking out their time. And yeah, I would also like to mention thank you so much, sir, for brewing up such rich insights today, from pipeline architecture to production strategies. You have poured wisdom into every drop of this episode. And to all of you, our incredible attendees, thank you for being so much enthusiastic, curious, and supportive in this community. Whether you are asking questions in chat or quietly soaking in the knowledge, you have made today awesome. Now, before we officially wrap, I have got a little surprise. Remember a month ago, we hosted a mini logo competition for CloudBrew? We were overwhelmed with the creativity submissions that came in from students, professionals, and cloud lovers from all over. After much brewing, brainstorming, and maybe a few sleepless coffee fueled nights, we finally found a logo that perfectly captures the heart of this initiative: community, cloud, and a shared love for learning. So, without a further ado, here's a sneak peek at the official CloudBrew logo. Still. So yeah, that was our logo. Uh, that was the logo which we got, which we selected out of all the brilliant and creative submissions that came. We hope you love it as much as we do because this is just the beginning. Stay tuned, stay caffeinated, and keep building the future with us, one episode at a time. Until next time, this is Rajiv signing off from the Cloud Brew. Cheers to the cloud, code, and community. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. And thank you so much, sir.